Hi, I'm Christina Pisano, and I am a associate copywriter at Momentum Worldwide. My gosh, through school. So in school, we're asked to kind of submit to a bunch of different advertising competitions, and NAC is always one that comes up. Our few teachers, it's one of their favorites. They love it because it really gets those gears going. You know, you get the brief and you just like hunker down and try to come up with an idea, and it kind of gets all the classmates together. So I think that's why the teachers really, really like it. I mean, for myself and my partner, we're always wanting to enter every competition possible. Every competition has, a different brief to be asked. So it doesn't matter really what the competition is. We're just always looking for the opportunity to, test ourselves. Oh my gosh, it's always been great. It's always been great. It's always been so much fun. And I mean, specifically, I remember NAC last year, actually, it came at a weird time because of the pandemic. So it was a little bit later on. And what was nice about that is that we were done school. So we were able to kind of just focus in on that. And it kind of gave us that few extra months, or I guess an extra month of, I don't want to say school, but it gave us an extra month of making sure that we were working those muscles. Because if you don't work those creative muscles, they do have a tendency to kind of relax over the summer, and then you come back in September all rusty. So it was kind of nice to finish the school year and then extend it for that extra month. And I know I'm crazy in thinking that most people want to go off on their holidays, but I guess I'm different. First off, my partner and I were trying to think of a way to, address the brief. The brief it stumped us, not gonna lie. It stumped us big time. And we were literally thinking every single scenario possible where, a cell phone involved is annoying. And I'm a huge foodie. So for myself, it was like, I do like taking photos of my food, and I do like using my phone in a restaurant, but I know that that's taking away from the experience of dining. And so I was like, what can we do with that? What extreme can we go to get people off their phones? And locking them was like the most extreme you can pretty much go. So we wanted to just really play with that idea and say, what will people do if we lock their phone, and what kind of reaction can we get from that? We were actually in New York at the time. This is actually a really funny story. So we had just finished doing an agency tour, and we were in the lobby. We all had our phones out. We were doing a live stream. We're watching. Literally, my partner and I, Christina, we looked at the phone. We saw our ad come up, and it didn't register. I kind of went, oh, I recognize that ad. That's our ad. And then I looked up at my teachers, and my teachers were like waiting for a reaction. I'm like, oh, wait a second. Oh my gosh, we won. What? We won? I'm not even kidding. It was like a minute where it didn't click. And when it did, we were like, oh my gosh. We like ran out on the streets. I remember very vividly, we were right outside of Rockefeller Plaza. And like, I saw The Tonight Show with Jimmy Fallon. And we're like, oh my gosh. It was crazy. But it took a moment to register. So our internship was at Momentum, or is at Momentum Worldwide. It was absolutely amazing. Everybody there was just absolutely incredible. And it was one of those things where our first week, everybody was really nice. And we're like, okay, we're new, we're interns, they're just being nice, whatever. And then up until the end of our internship, we're like, oh no, these are just genuinely nice people that want to create amazing work. And I'm gonna try not to cry right now, but it was just such a lovely atmosphere. And then they actually offered us a job. And right away, my partner and I were like, yes. Like don't even have to think about it, yes. And what I really liked about working there, or what I like about working there, is the fact that, like, yes, you are creating some ads, but a lot of the times you're creating these experiences. That's an experiential agency. So you get the opportunity to create these spaces that people will physically walk through. And you get to go to these spaces and see people experience this, which often doesn't quite happen. But to see somebody walk through a space that you created is like, it's magical. It truly is magical. The biggest component with coming up with an idea is do your research. That is one of the biggest things I will say. Don't just start, pulling out ideas. Do your research, really dig deep, because it's through digging deep that you can come up with a brilliant idea, or you'll come across something that might spark a brilliant idea. Of course, put in your own experiences, which we totally did for Phone Flambe, but it's through digging deeper that you can really come to something that's like a nugget that becomes something bigger. Hi, I'm Christina Pisano, and I won gold at the National Advertising Challenge.